This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there. It's Jeff CUtastrophe and welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And this birthday boy for just January 20th is Owen Hargreaves. Yeah, it was hard to pick, but I decided to go with Owen Hargreaves, who basically was a defensive midfielder who tried to do well with possession. He actually played in Calgary. He's Canadian, by the way. Played for Calgary as a youth, and then decided to have his pro football career in Germany with Bayern Munich. After 7 years with Bayern Munich, during which time he won 4 German league titles and Champions League in 2001, he decided to head to Manchester United in 2007. And in his first year, he won the Premier League and Champions League, which was amazing. I remember that's the first champion. No, I was going to say that was the first Champions League I watched was 2008, but no, that wasn't. Hargreaves signed for Man U too. Unfortunately, he had a lot of injuries, and he decided to leave at the end of his contract in 2011. He tried to convince potential suitors via YouTube, and Man City gave him a 1-year contract. As a Canadian citizen with a Welsh mother and English father, he could have represented any one of 3 national squads. He decided to start with Wales for the under-19s, but then he decided to go to England under-21s and capped by the senior squad. Basically put, Hargreaves didn't have any faith in the Canadian soccer system. I wouldn't have either, but, in the mid-2000s. So anyway, he's the only player to play for England without having previously lived in the UK, and only the second to have done so without being previously played in the English Football League system. That was Joe Baker. So basically, it was a little bit controversial because, he didn't live in England and all that. He would make 42 appearances for the main squad, but from 01 to 08. However, he didn't score a goal. Hargreaves' dad actually played football for the Bolton Youths and all that, and part of the Canadian Soccer League, Calgary Kickers. His brother and his mother were born in Wales. His other brother and his dad was born in England, and he was born in Canada. He didn't really enjoy soccer. Hargreaves, on Canada Day 1997, signed a contract to Bayern Munich, playing in the under-19 team for 2.5 years before spending time with the amateur team. But Hargreaves was called up in 2000 to play for the Bundesliga squad against Hertha Berlin, coming in for Karsten Janker. He made his start in September 2000. But that 2000-2001 season was when the German squad, Bayern Munich, won Bundesliga, the league title, and Champions League. And Hargreaves actually started the final in central midfield, which was amazing. He's only one of only 2 English players to win a Champions League medal with a non-English squad, alongside Steve McManaman, who did it for Real Madrid. I thought Gareth Bale counted, but I guess he's from Wales. So anyway, Hargreaves established himself pretty well in 2002. He made 46 appearances for Bayern Munich, but of course they got taken out in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. But in 2003, they got the Bundesliga title back. And Hargreaves finally scored a goal. I know he was a defensive midfielder, but he finally scored a goal against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Hargreaves had a lot of injuries and all that. Hargreaves kept trying and trying and trying. So anyway. But Man U wanted him, and they signed a fee of £17 million. So this was amazing. He signed a 4-year contract and was given the number 4 shirt. Hargreaves made his Man U debut in a friendly against Peterborough, coming out as a substitute. His first Premier League appearance was in Man U's 3rd game of the 07-08 season, in the match to Man City. He scored his first goal for Man City on March 1st, 08 against Fulham. And then he got a free kick goal against Arsenal. Amazingly, he got the Premier League and Champions League titles. He actually played all 120 minutes and actually was part of the penalty shootout. He was the 5th shooter in the shootout for Man U, and if he missed, then Chelsea would have won because the only save was by Peter Cech off of and used Cristiano Ronaldo. But thankfully, Hargreaves scored the penalty and Man U won the game on penalties. Suddenly, though, he would have patellar tendonitis, and that basically ruined him out. All that. So he had a lot of problems. Unfortunately, Hargreaves' injuries would basically ruin him and all that. He said he would join the 2012 Man U squad for free, but he basically posted videos on YouTube. A number of clubs, including the MLS, had an offer for Hargreaves, and English clubs such as Aston Villa, Tottenham, Leicester, West Brom, Nottingham Forest, QPR, and Rangers. ESPN said that his transfer to Man U is the 27th worst Premier League transfer of all time. I'm interested by this article. Like, it came out like only last year. That's kind of amazing. So Man City said, "Hey, why don't we try bring this guy in?" So he did. So he had the physical. Unfortunately, he would be released at the end of the season after just 4 appearances for the Sky Blues. Hargreaves was the unpitched celebrations after Man City won the Premier League on the final day, beating QPR, but he wasn't eligible for winners' medal because he only played in 1 league match. QPR tried to give him a contract, but he couldn't. So anyway, of course, soccer fans in Canada were angry that Hargreaves would choose to play for England. Even in Canada, even for Wales, I don't know if that was going to be thing. So basically, Hargreaves basically came in. He actually was a substitute in the famous England 5-1 win over Germany during 2002 World Cup qualifications in Germany. And he was the only player playing outside the Premier League to be selected for England's 2002 World Cup squad. Unfortunately, he was injured after 15 minutes of England's game against Argentina in the group stages and basically didn't play it. All that. He was criticized for being selected for Euro 2004 and the 2006 World Cup squads for England because a lot of things. This perception of him by English fans wasn't helped by seeming to have a sense of Germanness because, he played for Bayern Munich, and exaggerated by his Canadian accent and fluency in German. He was restricted to 3 appearances as a substitute in Euro 2004. Hargreaves was in the starting lineup for 3 matches in the World Cup in 2006. Hargreaves was the only player in the shootout against Portugal in the quarterfinals to score. And so basically it seemed okay and all that. Yeah, but, so he made 173 appearances for clubs, Bayern Munich, Man U, and Man City. No, 173 league matches for Man City. For them, and 261 total appearances, 13 goals overall, only 13. So he was a defensive midfielder. And as we said, in England, that. But his injuries was just basically what ruined him. And a lot of fans didn't really like the fact that he turned his back on Canada and all that. It seemed that Canada wasn't really much for producing players, soccer players and all that. But Alphonso Davies has been giving us hope. He was named co-winner of the Lou Marsh Trophy for Best Athlete in Canada in 2020. He's playing for Bayern Munich, the defending Champions League champions, and he's a good fullback for that team. And basically, he's world renowned. And Byron paid a hefty price to get Davies out of the Vancouver Whitecaps system. So yeah, and he does share the sentiment of playing for Canada in the internationals, especially with Canada being partial host to the 2026 World Cup alongside the US and Mexico. So maybe Canadian soccer will go uphill like a sugar high when Canada surprisingly got the 2000 Gold Cup or the North American Championships to the Commoners. So anyway, yeah, Owen Hargreaves may have turned his back on Canada, but good riddance to bad rubbish. So anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.